Hello, everyone. This is Jacob Alexander, and today's case is going to be over Benjamin versus State. So, brief facts of the case. In the evening of November 16th, 1979, Thomas Benjamin, an 11-year-old, was struck and injured by a puck while watching a hockey game. The hockey arena was a state facility located on the campus University of New York at Oswego. The state failed to provide adequate protection for the safety of its spectator seats in its arena. Thomas seeks compensation for his injuries. Now let's take a look at arguments for both sides. First, let's look at the state. The state argues that the care that was required was provided protective seating behind the goal where the danger was greatest. Having done so, Thomas should have remained probably in his protected seat behind the goal, but Thomas chose otherwise, thus assuming the risk of being hit by a puck. Now that right there is where a lot of people get into trouble. It's the assume that really hurts people, which it did in this case. Now let's look at Benjamin's argument. The main argument was based upon structural defect. There was testified that there were similar facilities, and at those other facilities, it was customarily practiced to protect the area around the player's bench, which, in this case, the state did not provide. So, the absent protection that was not allowed restricted the seating to the area without the zone danger. So, because none of these course of actions were chosen, one, the protection around the bench, or two, the restricted seating area zones, the state failed to provide Thomas and everyone else with adequate protection that evening. Now let's take a look at the court's findings. When reviewing the evidence, the court found the absence of the fence, or in hockey terms, boards, in front of the player's bench dangerous, and it presented foreseeable risk of injury to the spectators, which, if you can have foreseeable risk, then you're not doing your job in protecting the fans around, even if they do by chance walk around or find a new seat. There was a lack of any evidence that an accident of the same kind had happened before. And so, with that being done, there was no fallback case, so this was new. The court also found that the accident and the injuries that happened to Thomas Benjamin were not attributed to any of his conduct or part. When he took his seat in the protected area on the sidelines, he had the right to assume that every reasonable care had been taken for his safety. With that, the court found that Thomas had been damaged the sum of $24,000, and the award was made accordingly. Now, as an AD, an athletic director, after reading this case, it's very important to take all precautions seriously. If you see something that stands out or may cause harm, it's best to do something. Either that be putting up new boards or fence around an area, or even putting up signs or cautionary tells so that fans and bystanders can see that they are in harm's way and that they are taking the risk, and you are putting up precautions and warning them. With that being done, every stone is unturned. And that's what you need. Every stone needs to be turned around when thinking about safety of the people, especially when you're hosting an event.